Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Grumpy Old Gamers podcast. You can't teach an old gamer new tricks. I'm Ryan. This handsome gentleman right here is my good buddy Rob.
Oh, me? Hey!
No, the other Rob.
The guy behind me.
The guy who dropped right before we started here. Sorry.
Freaking Rob. Can't trust him.
Robs.
Freaking Robs. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yay. It's 2021.
It sure is.
It's a year. It's February already by the time we're recording this.
Yeah. Well,
January just disappeared.
It did. Yep. Like I was telling you before we were recording here, it's like there's like days where I work and then days where I don't. And that's just like
everything else you can't remember.
Yeah. It's like being blackout drunk all the time, but without any of the fun.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs. Well, do we have any housekeeping here? I don't think so.
Nope.
No.
Just straight to the news.
Straight to the news?
Straight to the copious amounts of news.
Yeah, we got a lot of news this week, but you know what? I'll drop right here. If you, because, according to the metrics, in the first 3 minutes is when all the magic happens on these shows.
You call it that.
Yeah. So you know what? If you like what you're seeing, give us a like on wherever you're watching or listening to us. Give us a like. Shoot us a little review, even if it's just like one word. All that stuff helps out immensely. That's all.
One word, just blah.
Yeah, just you know what? Go to comment and smash your hands on the keyboard.
Pretend you're a programmer for Cyberpunk 2077. I'm making games. Sorry, that was harsh. I apologize.
I think I hear a little bit of the crowd chant in the background there. Angry Rob. Angry Rob.
I hear with the patches, it's getting better all the time.
I think I shared that post to you that there was some sort of with that last patch there was a game breaking bug came with. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember what it was, but I think I just shared it to you directly or into our little group chat there.
I'll have to look that up. Or I could do it right now like we normally do when we're in the middle of the podcast. Just be like, I'm just going to...
Hey, everyone, just hold on. We got to look something up here.
I just typed a whole bunch of letters into our show notes there. There we go.
That's the type of comment I'm looking for.
Yep.
All right. In the news. So... in kind of really no surprise, Konami is officially closing their divisions that produce video games. They're going to focus on their other stuff.
Pachinko.
Or
would Pachinko be considered a video game?
Well, I don't know. It's a gambling thing, right? So, yeah. So they're... don't expect to see a whole lot of new stuff. I didn't know that they were, there's Yu-Gi-Oh! Which is apparently like a Pokemon kind of clone.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, so they make that. So,
okay.
Yeah, thought that was kind of interesting. Ooh, did you know they're responsible for Super Bomberman R?
That does sound familiar now you mentioned it. Yeah.
So, anyways,
there you go.
That's kind of, you know what? They just need to sell their video game division just to Sony. Just let Sony. I mean, that's where they're, they gave them exclusives so many times in the past few years with their stuff. So, just let them take it. Let them take the IPs. Let them do something with them.
Right.
People want to see the stuff.
They've got some good IPs. Sell it to Stadia. That's a poke at one of the news stories coming up later.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, don't expect to see anything from Konami anytime soon. Up next.
Blessing in disguise.
For Animal Crossing fans, which I know there are many out there.
This guy over here.
I have enough putzing games, so when I run out of time in those putzing games, I'll play a lot more Animal Crossing, I think. But there's a Super Mario event, it seems, coming in March to kind of close out the whole Mario. But from what I was reading there, apparently every, like, if there's been an Animal Crossing running, they'll have a March 10th event. You know, with for Mario Day.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's coming. It'll probably be pretty spectacular because it's Mario 35th and everything.
Right. And then they'll shut down Animal Crossing.
And then they'll just shut it down.
Saying it's a limited time offer. Sorry, folks.
So they're making a Borderlands movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
So one actress had already signed on, Kate Blanchett.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin Hart signed on this week.
Yeah.
Which he's signed on to play Roland.
Mm-hmm.
My knowledge is fairly limited of the Borderlands world, but I'm having a feeling from all the pictures I was seeing he's not quite a match for this Roland character.
I really like Kevin Hart. He needs to be about twice as tall, which he can't really help. Roland, Kevin Hart is a great comedic actor, and Roland in the games, I don't think he's cracked a single joke.
Oh,
not once. He's like that character who's kind of.
Is he pretty stoic, or is he?
Yeah, he's stoic. He's like a proud leader.
Oh.
It's an interesting choice. I mean, Kevin Hart, I'm sure, can do serious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of guessing somebody knew Kevin Hart and said, "Hey, he's a name." And a lot of people are saying, he would have been great for Claptrap if he was going to be in the movie. But he would have been awesome for Claptrap.
Totally, because he could run his mouth off like that, right?
Absolutely. Would have been great for it. But we'll see. We'll see. A lot of creative camera shots. I mean, this may make some people angry, but Tom Cruise was an action star for years, and he's about 5'1".
Yeah, it's true.
I don't think he's 5'1", but with creative camera shots and hiring the right people, they pull it off. So
and apple crates.
Yep. We call them Mac Minis, but sorry, that's Apple joke. So yeah, I'm interested. Who's directing it? Is it anyone good directing
it? So Eli Roth is directing it.
Okay.
So he became famous for the Hostel movies.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah, those horror movies.
Yeah.
But he's been kind of getting away from that because I believe the last movie he made was The House with the Clock in Its Walls with Jack Black and Kate Blanchett.
Okay.
Which was actually really good.
Sure.
So he produces a lot of stuff, and I'm just not I don't know what to say. Like, I mean, back in the day I liked those, like, the Hostel movies, like those torture porn, horror, bloody, gory movies, but yeah, as I get a little older, I'm not so interested in
no, it's a bit much
in that. But you know what? I checked out A House with a Clock on Its Walls just because it looked decent. I mean, it's a little more kiddie oriented, but
sure.
You know what? So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
You bet. That's good. Could be a very good movie there. Has all the right stuff in it, so.
Yeah. And it's filming, apparently, or going to be filming real soon.
Yeah, in Budapest.
Yeah.
Probably one of the few places they can film right now.
So, some very shocking news from Microsoft this week. Microsoft Xbox Series X and Series S are going to be still in short supply in 2021.
Yeah.
Everyone was very shocked by this.
Yeah.
No, they're blaming COVID for production, and yeah. So
yeah, and I mean people are making a huge living at scalping them, right? So that's just going to keep everything in short supply.
So yeah, no big surprises there, but it's official. They announced this during their quarterly earnings call that it's still going to be in short supply.
Yeah.
Short supply and great demand.
Yep. Which is too bad because I have been toying around with the idea of getting one of those Series S's just for something that I have upstairs, but not paying $600 to $800 for it. No chance.
No chancey. So this next one I'll let you take about Plex Arcade here.
Yeah, this won't take long. Well, Plex, for anyone who doesn't know, it's a it's grown into such a thing now. But you basically have a media server, and it's a way to stream. It had been a way of streaming media content like movies, music, kind of all throughout your house, and even across the internet now. Like they've made that kind of a thing. They're getting into gaming, which sounds cool to begin with, but I've been watching some videos on this, like people who are actually trying it out.
Oh, okay.
It's $3.99 or $4.99 a month.
Yeah.
If you don't have Plex Pass.
I have Plex Pass, but I took some pills for that, and it's all cleared up.
There you go. There you go.
But
and right now, the big thing is that they have Atari games that you can stream. Yeah, a list of Atari games, and they do have this ability to do emulation, like stream this emulation.
Yeah.
What I've been seeing from people who've tried it out, it is laggy as all balls right now. Like,
yeah.
Sorry for the. I bleep that out. Yeah, it is not great right now. And for that kind of money a month to stream emulators, there's better choices. I mean, you can emulate games on a Core 2 Duo if you're just doing MAME games and stuff like that. Like, there's lots of other choices. Like, everyone's kind of looking and seeing what they may do in the future here, but it's actually $6.49 a month without Plex Pass.
Oof. So how do you load an emulator into this? Like, it's got to be like one that'll run on your Plex server? Or
supposedly with this this Parsec account you have to make up to do the streaming, you can load the emulators, or the emulators are already on the Parsec or whatever, and you can do your own ROMs. Supposedly, from what I've heard, it is not great to do right now. It's very hard.
Okay.
There's literally nothing that makes me want to try it. I may just try the free trial for 7 days just to see.
Yeah.
But the one thing this has as well is it's compatible with Apple. Like it is compatible with iOS because Plex is.
Right. Yeah.
So it's kind of a backdoor already in there until Apple shuts that down.
Mm-hmm.
But really, it's just ROMs that you find somewhere else anyway. They don't have ROMs in it except for these Atari ones.
Okay.
And I mean, there's so many ways to play these Atari games. Anyway, like you and I have the Atari Vault, which was like $4 on sale and had like all of these.
Some of the choices of these, like, there's a lot of 7800 games in here that that I haven't seen like readily available. It's like not the usual ones, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of like, there's a lot of not usual titles in here.
Yeah, the 7800 was kind of a. I've never met anyone who had one. I almost had one at one point, but it was an underpowered Nintendo at the time of Nintendo. Like it really wasn't. Ninja Golf is kind of their big. That was the game people had. And they
Oh,
had it because Ninja Golf was supposed to be kind of fun. Um,
oh yeah, that's one of the games in here.
yeah, you've got like 7 2600 games.
It's not a huge library to be
No,
like.
the arcade games are kind of the. Even then, yeah, get the Atari Vault. It's a lot cheaper. You can get it on Steam, PlayStation, anything.
So I got another question for you that just came to mind. Uh, do you have to subscribe to Plex to use Plex now?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. It's I don't. I have the free
Oh, okay.
setup as well. Yeah,
Interesting. Okay.
yeah,
I was just wondering because we were talking about Plex Pass.
yeah. So you can still get Plex Pass, and then it's a little bit cheaper for this a month. But
I'm just trying. I was just trying to see here what that gets you. A Plex Pass. Oh my god.
the good old Plex.
Plex. That Plex thingy. Oh. Okay. Some better transcoding apparently
Cool.
is one of the things. Advanced settings, a dash control, a streaming brain. Oh, okay. Something, I guess it's something that better manages your.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
I do love Plex. Plex is awesome. But
I haven't run one in a long time. I used to have one going there all the time.
mhm.
But hmm, okay.
It's been great. I have all of our old DVDs on there, so
Oh,
I just
nice.
burnt them over the course of a month, and it's just nice not to have to look for them. Right? You just
Yeah.
go. As long as the computer's running, you can just go boop, play it on the TV. Bob's your uncle.
No,
So
that's
Plex Arcade, look it
yeah.
up. It's something. All right,
It could be something.
might be.
Might be. A
Yeah,
little.
if you want Atari games, try out the 7 Day trial.
Mm-hmm.
Or laggy is all get out emulation. Yeah, evidently controllers just stop working sometimes when you're
Oh,
playing it. Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, so G4, which has been teasing and teasing and teasing, and they had that Thanksgiving special and
Bunch of teases.
teasing and teasing, have finally given us a window of summer 2021 when the legends return, and
Right.
they show X Play and Attack of the Show. And so by saying legends return, I don't know if they mean the shows or the people,
Mm,
because that's still very much up in the air. Like I haven't been able to actually
right.
find anything that any of the old hosts will actually be back. But
Okay.
so
Interesting.
have to keep an eye out on that. But
It's just Kevin Hart on every episode. It's like, I'm Kevin Hart. Attack of the Show.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'm gonna take that clip and make that our new intro. By the way. So just in the news today that the Nintendo Switch sales have overtaken 3DS sales, putting it into the fifth spot of devices sold
Like of all devices or just Nintendo or
of just Nintendo.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm surprised it's only that high.
yeah.
Hmm. I mean,
Well,
Wii's going to be number one, I'm sure, but
no,
is it not Wii?
no, no,
Game Boy.
no,
No, not wouldn't be Game Boy.
no.
Is it just Nintendo?
So they've
is it the Wii U? Oh, sorry.
79.87 million Switches have been shipped worldwide.
Right.
I don't know how you get a decimal amount, but I guess it works out.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's not a lot. It's not a decimal at the end of the number because it'd be like. Anyways, the number one selling of devices is the DS. At 154 million of them were sold.
Wow. Okay. The original DS outsold the Wii. That's amazing.
Because then number two is the Wii at 101 million. Then the Game Boy at 118 million. That doesn't make sense. Guess Game Boy was supposed to be before the Wii. This list. And then Game Boy Advance at 81 million. So, yeah. So the 3D, I don't know, 3DS just never kept the momentum of the DS, hey? I think people were scared off by the 3D.
Right.
I loved it.
It didn't seem like it was around as long. Like, if you include DS, is that DS and then DS Lite and then DSi and...
Oh, yeah.
I wonder,
it must
just went on and on.
It must include that because that's like the life cycle of it, I guess, right?
Right, yeah.
So, yeah. I think it's read here, it's in less than half the time, too.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
so which one sold better, the Wii U or the Virtual Boy?
Oh. I don't have those numbers, but
I'm going to look up those numbers.
Okay.
I need to know.
I'm gonna go with the Wii U. I'm gonna say the Wii U sold better than the Virtual Boy. The Virtual Boy fell hard.
So the Wii U sold 13.56 million. Which is actually more than I would have thought. I can't see them having sold that many Virtual Boys.
No.
What do we got here? Okay. It wasn't even close. You got a guess?
1.2 million?
Lower.
Oh. Like less than a million?
Yep.
Oh. 500,000?
It's higher than that. It's about 770,000.
Yikes. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, that was not, the Wii sold much better than that.
That's... Yeah. Still. Yeah, but when you compare it to the numbers of the Wii,
yeah,
it sold 13 million and Wii was 101.
Yeah, it was a big disappointment compared to it for sure.
Man, people just had no idea. I think if they would have named it something else, that would have got them a lot more. But it wasn't that big of an upgrade on the Wii, was it? No, it was, because
it had high def.
It was high def. Yeah, they should have. Anyways, that's a whole other episode. We can talk about that.
And the third-party support was just non-existent after like the first 6 months, whereas the Wii, 18 trillion games, had. Yeah,
it was funny. Brent and I were just talking about this. Zombie U, which was Ubisoft's like it's an exclusive game for the Wii U, and it fully utilized the whole gamepad and like it was a fairly decent game, but they ended up porting it to everything else after to try and
try and make some money back.
Try and make some money, and they just dropped the U from it, and it was just zombie. Spelled without an E. Zombie. Zombie.
Hey.
Polymega's light gun, based on the Sinden Tech pre-orders, went live.
Yep. They the last update I got on the from the newsletter was that they were just about done all the pre-sale stuff.
Yeah.
I got mine right here for anyone who wants to Know what that bad boy looks like there? I was a pre-sales guy for this. It's a camera-based light gun.
Yep.
A little camera in there and works pretty skookum.
So the one that they've designed to work with the Polymega here. Yeah, it's going to work with Saturn games that use the virtual gun or the stunner. Any idea what the stunner was on the Saturn?
And he gets in his face after.
PS1, the Justifier and the Gun Con.
Yep.
On the SNES, it's a Super Scope.
Yeah.
On the Genesis, it's the Menacer and the Justifier.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, because it's the thing that looks like a Magnum.
Yeah.
And then it's the Zapper on the NES games. So it's retailing for $109 American.
It's a good price, right? It's really not. It's really not too bad, and of course the Polymegas and they're having all sorts of issues right now.
Yeah, they're having a lot of shipping issues, and Walmart
has canceled the pre-orders altogether.
Yeah,
it's whoops.
So I'm hoping that Walmart Canada eventually gets this, or maybe GameStop will.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm not interested in tracking down an American pre-order and paying double duty and.
Yeah.
But
it's like a lot of the influencers that have the Polymega, they do really like it. Like, it's out there. It's a real product. It is going to come. It's just.
Yeah, I joined this like Polymega fan page on Facebook, and it's just, I had to leave it because it's just people like posting pictures of their pre-orders being canceled, and like, it's supposedly been shipped. It's been 7 weeks, and like, oh, I don't need to hear this. So they announced I missed the other news before, but they're making a 3D animated series for Sonic the Hedgehog on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And they announced the name today, that it's going to be called Sonic Prime. Not Amazon Prime, but Sonic Prime.
Yeah.
It's not coming out till 2022 though, so they got some time to work on that name.
Yeah.
Anyways, I mean, I thought I'd mention it because there's a lot of video game like content coming to Netflix in the next couple of years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like all the Ubisoft stuff and Castlevania and and the Resident Evil animated stuff. Yeah, it's interesting times, my friend. Interesting times.
Gonna be interesting.
I'll let you take this next one.
Yeah. In the news story that surprised absolutely nobody. I'm just gonna pull up the article here so I can give it its full justice. Google is announced today that the company is moving away from developing games internally, which is did have a Google Stadia internal game developing branch of Stadia. They're not going to do that anymore. It's just going to be, they're going to rely on third party, which is the opposite of the Wii U, as we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Google's closure of its Montreal and Los Angeles development studios will impact about 150 developers. This is just the first step to the inevitable shutting down the Google servers.
Yeah.
I mean, they have destroyed any chance of this working.
So, how many games did this studio? I know that I can think of one game for sure. I can't think of the name for it, but there's been one game that they've put out so far, right? The Stadia developers.
I can't even think. Is it Guilt?
That sounds.
Was Guilt? Which games did Google Oh, I can't spell Google. Developer internally develop for Stadia.
It was a one-word game. It was a one-word name like that.
Guilt was the only game that was an exclusive.
Was that? Oh, but was that even put out by Stadia? Like the Stadia developers or the
I'm
Stadia
not even
studio?
sure.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing anything about the games. I don't even know. Let us know in the comments if you know a Google Stadia internally developed game.
Yeah, because yeah,
We can't think of one right now. Yeah. The only advantage Stadia has right now that they could really push if they had any hope of saving this is the fact that you could, with all the shortages on the new consoles, you could play Stadia tomorrow on your computer, right? Just be like, boop.
yeah.
Or if you have a Chromecast, you know, it's
The
you
specific,
don't need to buy hardware.
the specific Chromecast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, apparently it's still the definitive way to play Cyberpunk.
And it is because you can't buy a high-end graphics card for your PC, even if you have a PC. So it'll look better on Stadia because they only made 10 of those as well. It's 2020 and 2021.
Stadia. So have you oh, go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say you keep talking while I'm gonna try and find one game they developed. So you keep talking. I'm gonna
Okay. So have you been following any of the Wall Street stuff going on?
Sure have. And chuckling the whole time.
Oh yeah. So in a quick recap, I don't understand a whole lot about, like, every time I read about this, I can't wrap my head around it. But so apparently these guys figured out somehow that some hedge funds were trying to make some money by short selling. That's the term that I keep hearing. GameStop stocks. So they started a revolution where they went in and bought up as many of these GameStop stocks as they can.
Yep.
And now the hedge funds are in trouble because they borrowed these stocks.
They sure did at like $17.
And and now they're I think, well, I looked today when the market closed and they're worth like 285.
Yeah, they were 350 on the weekend.
Yeah. So and that's because these companies are trying to buy these stocks back because they're paying interest. It's a whole all I know is that a whole lot of people are on Wall Street are losing their minds.
Yep.
And there's some tricky, crazy stuff happening today where all these news reports that they're trying to push people towards buying silver and like the stocks in silver. It's weird. Anyway, some of these investors who cashed some of their stocks out and made some money. I've read some awesome stories about people paying off their debts with this, and you know, a few people paying off hospital bills that, you know, they never knew how they were gonna, you know, they're just dabbling in stocks trying to make some extra money to pay off these bills, like able to completely pay them off. A few of these investors have been buying switches and games and donating them to children's hospitals, like just paying it back, paying it forward, right?
That's great.
My favorite quote that I've read so far, though, came from Kevin Farzad. And he says, "I know this GameStop stuff is funny, but you have to remember that this is hurting real people who own multiple boats." I'm like, right.
Yeah. It is very, very hard to feel bad for hedge fund people.
Yeah.
Because they're already rich people who are basically gaming the system. The short selling is borderline illegal.
Yeah.
And every time I heard someone complain about it, it's like, oh, but they're all gathering together and they're artificially raising the price. No, they're not. They're doing the insider trading, but none of it was insider. It was a publicly accessible. This Wall Street Bets Reddit group has 175 million people in it. So say 10%, or was it, no, 75 million, sorry.
Yeah.
And 10% of those people bought one GameStop share.
Yeah.
And it raised the price, and there was nothing illegal, not a single.
No.
They were very open about it. And Wall Street, honestly, like, people do this all the time and do all this insider trading garbage. And now they're mad because, like, Common Joe did this and made money at it, doing something completely legal that these guys game the system for all the time. Good for them, honestly. My favorite meme of the whole thing is that now that GameStop has all this free cash because all of a sudden their share is worth 10 times what it was, is that now they're going to be upping the price they pay for used games up to 25 cents per.
Yeah, 25 cents a game, yeah. I mean, there's been some foul play. So I've heard of Robinhood.
Yeah.
And that it was this app that was supposed to make trading easy for people.
Oh yeah, for the common man.
For the common man, right?
Yeah.
And they and so all these people, like, downloaded Robinhood and put their funds in, and then started buying GameStop stocks, and then Robinhood stopped trading, blocked all people from being able to buy them.
Oh, you could still sell them.
Yeah. So basically, they're holding on because if just draining these hedge funds of interest, like the interest that they're paying on these stocks that they borrowed, like, it's so awesome. Like, I just
good for them. Honestly, this is great.
They're also trying to. GameStop is a forerunner, but they're also trying to push BlackBerry, Nokia, and AMC stocks, which all took giant jumps as well. But the funniest bit about this, and it's like you said, but all these Wall Street people are like, no, that's supposed to be what we do. Yeah, this isn't what you do. Exactly, right? No, we do this. You can't do this to us.
He's like, watch us. Watch us buy all the GameStop shares.
But what it basically boils down to is they're hedging their bets that these companies are going to lose money.
Yep.
And,
with GameStop, it's been easy to hedge that bet, right? Like, it's
yeah.
And which is weird because they've got the big Microsoft contract now, right? So I mean, good for them, honestly. Like, absolutely. And made a lot of people very interested in the stock market all of a sudden too, right? So
yep.
Robinhood doesn't work here in Canada, but we have lots of other ways to do it. So,
well, I think Wealth Simple.
Wealth Simple. I am signed up for that. Yeah.
So, anyways, that's been making me smile this week, just following this and reading as much as I can about it, and understanding only about a quarter of it.
Yeah, it's funny because I sent this meme. I think I sent it to you guys as well, where it's like day 10 of the pandemic. I learned to make really good pancakes. Day 15. There was something else, and then like day 175, a Viking has taken over Congress. Look, day 300, some Redditors took down Wall Street.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, this is good. This is honestly good. Another thing that was great, another story I saw, I know it's a feel-good story in a time when feel-good stories aren't great, or there aren't a lot, but there's this 10-year-old boy whose mom had bought him,
I read this,
$60 worth of shares. And she asked, what do you want to buy shares in? This was 2019, they bought it. And he said he wanted to buy in GameStop because he loved video games. So they bought them at $6 a share, and he had 10 shares. And just as this was all going on, the mother's phone was just dinging, and she looked down, and they were $350 a share, and she wouldn't find her kid. She's like, what do you want me to do? And he's like, sell it all. So this kid And it's his poor family, like and he made 3,500, so $3,440 on these 10 shares, right? And he put $2,000 into some long-term savings, and then another thousand. It was great. It was great.
Yeah,
It made me smile. It was
absolutely right.
and to watch Nokia and GameStop and like see these shares go up, it was just like, Nokia, yeah, still a thing. Uh, it's good.
I think that was our last bit of news.
Yeah.
So under the what we were playing here, you just you put games. So I'm just wondering if you must have had a really slow gaming week.
It's very slow. I put another 3 or 4 hours into Gris. Um, I've gotten
Oh,
quite far into it there, and I'm enjoying. It's a game that you really enjoy the experience. Like, it's not challenging. There are
mm,
some puzzle platform parts, but the it's got this beautiful story. Like the experience is the whole thing is just the experience, like the orchestral music in the background and the art direction. I'm not normally a fan of games that are just like experiences versus games, but this one's just it's just really good. Like I'm playing it and I'm like I'm actually kind of latching onto things, and so it's
hmm.
I don't know how much longer it is. I mean, I think I put like 5.5 hours into it, but I want to keep playing and experiencing it, right? Like
Right, right.
a lot of the game is basically just me holding right and occasionally jumping, but been a lot of fun. And I also don't know how much time I have left with it because it's one of the games that's leaving Game Pass.
Oh,
I
right.
don't know. Is that do they take it off the hard drive after the time's done? I feel like one of us looked this up once.
Yes, we were talking about this with Brent, and I think he said he still had something installed,
Okay.
and yeah, I think it just goes away from downloading. I think you're able to play it fully.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think. Don't quote me on that. Don't call me up. You son of a! The game is gone.
Leave comments in below about
Mhm.
how stupid we are.
Educate
And
us.
yep. So that's basically it. I've been some PSP, like nothing really measurable. I had some time off and spending a lot of time with the family, so
Yeah.
and that's about it. I see
Okay.
you've played mini games making up for
Yeah.
that. So
So I just played everything. I just
it's like
throw that at me. I'll play it. I'll play it all. um. So um. I'll start off with I have a real bad 2 point hospital problem.
mhm.
Um. That's become my like I sit down on my computer. I'm like, should I do something constructive or no? I go and build hospitals now.
Right. Which I mean, hey,
It's
it's honest work.
it's one of those great games that I can be like, I can do some stuff, let it happen, read some stuff, do some stuff, let it like, you know, and yeah. So I definitely have a real 2 point hospital problem. I'm thinking though, I'm coming to the end of the main game here. I think I've got
Mhm.
one hospital left, and then if I want to continue, I'll need to get the DLC,
Oh,
which is weird because do I purchase DLC on Microsoft because I'm playing this on Game Pass? Or,
yes.
well, I mean, I know that's what I have to do to get
Yeah.
it,
Mhm.
but I'll buy this DLC and then the game will go away one day. And then I'll have to buy the game on Microsoft to
Mm.
use it. So
Right.
usually
Right.
before a game goes away, though, they give you a discounted price on it.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I also don't think, I don't know. I'll figure it out. But it's a weird conundrum, right? Where
Yeah.
you play the base game, but you want to play the DLC too. So, um, oh, so yeah. 2-point hospital problem. I'm an addict. I admit it.
Hi, Ryan.
So I was updating the drivers on my video card, and just in the advertisement, it said try out the Quake II RTX demo.
Mm-hmm.
So I did.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It makes it feels so weird because it's just like someone remade Quake and Minecraft is what it feels like.
Sure.
With some crazy lighting and shadows. I played a little bit of it. The difference is night and day between just OpenGL and the RTX. You can switch between to see. Because they actually had you don't realize it, but there's actual lighting coming in the ray tracing, very actual stuff that's just kind of blended into the background. Actually, you see now, so it's cool. I like what they're doing this stuff. Just glad that it was a free little demo because otherwise I wouldn't have tried it.
Sure.
Dead Cells, another game that I play a lot of. They released the new DLC this week, which added a couple more levels and a bunch of new weapons, and it's called the Fatal Falls DLC, which is the new boss and everything. So when you're playing a game like a game like Dead Cells, where it's like a run game, like where you're doing multiple runs, I kind of hit a stale point. But I'm kind of stubborn in that I don't immediately go and look up stuff.
Sure.
I kind of like to figure it out on my own. But I really hit a you know how between levels you buy stuff with your Dead Cells, right? I last week I literally hit a point where I bought everything that I could.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And what actually happens at that point is you carry your cells with you all through the levels. And then, so I was trying to make it to, there's one point where you meet up with this one guy and you spend the cells to get better weapons that drop.
Okay.
But it's it's like 500 cells or something for every percent to increase the percent. Anyways, so I finally looked up something and got a little guidance that way. I kind of fell into a pattern and I was missing this whole level that I knew was there, but I'd gone through it a couple times and hadn't really found anything. So I read this thing that I needed to look up on that level. And anyways, Dead Cells is reinvigorated again for me. And I haven't actually made it to any of the Fatal Falls stuff yet, but I did pick it up. Cheap DLC too. It was like $4.99.
Oh, very nice.
All their DLCs been very very economical like that. Put a few hours into Super Mario Sunshine on the 35th anniversary there.
Yeah.
So they adding the ability to invert your joysticks is huge. But there's still a lot of frustrating stuff in that game. Sure. A lot of camera stuff. Oh man. I was playing this level last night where I just finally threw my hands up in the air because on the Switch screen, even though it's like 2 inches from my face, the camera is pulled so far back for this level. Like you're on all these chain link fences crawling on them.
Yep.
And the camera's so far back that making jumps or anything is just so like playing it, you see a lot of the stuff that they polished up for Galaxy 2 and Odyssey.
Yeah.
But they also tried a lot of things that don't work in this version. But I'd really, I always I get a couple hours in and I stop playing. I need to it's one that I'd really like to add to my finish list, So I know I'm just going on and on here. I just
more games.
I also played Castlevania 4.
Right.
Got through first 4 or 5 levels on that. And that's on that Castlevania collection. You didn't pick that up, did you?
I didn't pick up that one, no.
No. But yeah, I bought that when I bought the Contra collection as well. So something kind of interesting that I didn't really realize. So Castlevania 4 and 1, because I went back to 1 because I was like, wait a second, they're linear games.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They're not. When did the whole like? Because I know I played some later ones on the DS and stuff where it's more Metroid like, where you gotta get
Simon's
weapons.
Quest, Castlevania 2 was an open world one.
Oh, it was.
You had to go. You had to go here, then here, then here, then here.
Oh, okay.
And get this and get that and come back here and.
It's 3 like that too?
3 has different paths, if I remember right, but you don't go back to old levels, I don't believe. Okay. But you can unlock other characters as well. Like 2 was the least popular Castlevania. It had some real issues. It has the infamous you need to get a certain body part, kneel in a certain block, and then a tornado takes you away.
Oh,
that nobody without a Nintendo Power knew because it was ludicrously hard to figure out. So
yeah, I played a bunch of 4, and then I'm like, this is linear. Like, there's no. There was some amazing stuff. You know, I still remember the night I rented that game. It was like me and my buddy Sean. We rented it, and you know, we're all hyped to play it. And I spent an hour playing with the whip. Because it was just animated, right? And it's like, and it's like, it was like nothing we'd ever seen at that point, right? It was just
the mode 7 where you whip something and then the room rotates. That was pretty big deal back in the day. We were easy to entertain.
Very easy to entertain. So yeah, I played a bunch of 4 and a little bit of 1 because I was like, did they just do that for this one? I'm kind of excited though because one I've never even tried before, the Sega Bloodlines, Castlevania Bloodlines, is on that collection as well.
Yep.
I've never even touched that one, so I've heard great things about that.
Yes, it's a great game.
Lastly, I played a bunch of Battlefront 2 on the weekend.
Okay.
With my good buddy Sean there.
My good buddy Sean.
And you know what, man? Like, as a fan of like some first-person shooters, this game is like, it is gorgeous.
Okay.
Like, even still, and it's just fun. Like, you know, we played. We almost put 4 hours in, and like we didn't even realize we were just hopping from mode to mode, and like, there's this whole Ewok battle mode where. Basically, Ewoks are like ninjas in the dark, and you're like, and the stormtroopers have flashlights on their guns, and they're trying. Yeah, it's a whole. I recommend it if you can try it out. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, really?
I got two more things to talk about.
2 more things. Holy mackerel!
So I did my retro pick this week.
You did, yes.
Which was RC Pro Am 2. Which is great.
Yeah.
And you know, I won't discuss much about it here, but I talk a little bit about the fact that I bought a repro of it. And you know, it's a whole. I like having the cartridge. I know I could have just went and downloaded a ROM or whatever, but I like actually having a cartridge. But I know people have feelings about that. But
people have feelings about everything nowadays.
Yeah. You know what? I bought it. I'm not going to try and resell it as a real copy. There's no problem. Now, if I was buying it, trying to sell it as a legitimate copy, then we got problems.
Very true. I imagine based on some of the other repros you've gotten in the past, the label's probably not all that good either.
No, the label's awesome.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let's see it. Let's see it. You got it right there?
Yeah. Still in the old It's even shiny.
That's not bad.
Oh my goodness. I turned up my volume. I leaned up my volume there.
I'm like, ah!
Yeah. The only thing that's kind of bad about it is the glue's letting up here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So there is your... But yeah, remember that Punisher one I got? It looked like it was like a photocopy piece of paper glued to the cartridge. Yeah.
Someone just drew in Sharpie on it. Punisher.
But you know what? Like, I think I paid $8 for this.
Yep.
I can play it on my consoles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a happy guy.
Yeah, you bet. You bet.
Lastly, so I've been telling you I've been playing a ton of Splatoon 2 with the family.
You have?
And like, I woke up Saturday morning and the wife and kid were already playing, and this is like, I slept into like 9:30 and they were already playing, so I just, one eye still closed, I went and grabbed my Switch and plopped it down and we played till like 1 in the afternoon or something.
Oh, funny.
But I've got a dilemma coming now. So I was at a point where I had played the game so much more than my wife and my kid, and I was significantly better.
Yeah.
So now,
see where this is going.
now there's a problem where my kid has put in an insane amount of time into the game, nearly caught up to me in level. I hit level 36. I was actually playing tonight. Julie and I were playing before the show tonight, and I hit level 36, but my kid has hit level 32. And where I could easily, I've had to adapt and change my play styles, because where I was just demolishing, because when you play together, it just throws you into a group of 8.
Yep.
And it's not guaranteed if you're going to be on the same team, even if
you're
like it. Sometimes you are, sometimes you're not. So very rarely all 3 of us are on the same team, or it's usually like 2 of us against 1, or But where before no problem, I could decimate both of them. Now, quite often it's draws, or or we kill each other, or I'm getting killed, or so
the teacher is becoming the student.
Yeah, it's I don't like it. I'm gonna just stop playing. I think that's no, I'm done. I'm not playing this. I don't like this game.
No, this game's stupid.
This game's dumb. I don't want to play it anymore.
Go into your room and just weep openly. It's I used to be good at video games.
My Switch is broken.
Yep. Happens to all of us, man.
It's because my Switch is way older than your guys'. It's slower. Yeah. So
just be thankful that the Splatoon 2 doesn't have teabagging. Should be like, how you like that, Dad? Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, you can squid on their bodies, which is turn into the squid on the bodies disappear really quick, but you can people still do it, and I know what they're trying to do.
You're like, yep.
I see what you're doing there.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
So video games.
So that's all the games I played this week, I think. Yes. Let me check my little list, but just make sure I didn't miss anything.
Ryan is checking his list right now.
And twice.
Gonna find out who's naughty or nice.
No, that is everything. That is all of it. Thank goodness. I've blabbed on long enough. So yeah, if that's the case, I think we're at the end of the show.
Yeah, I guess so. It's we covered all sorts of news. We talked about the Virtual Boy. Really, what else is there?
Yeah. All the good stuff. All right. Well, if that's it, Rob, if you don't have anything else, I don't got anything else.
Then let's say goodnight to the folks.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for watching / listening. We appreciate you. If you ever want to contact us, you can email us at makeusgrumpy@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And you know what? We have a website, thegrumpyoldgamers.com. Our original content is there. All of our original content. And what else we got? We got Facebook. That's where majority of the magic happens.
All sorts of magic.
Magic. Magic. And yeah. Other than that, thank you for hanging out with us. We had a great time. Have yourselves a good evening.
Night, everyone.